Greetings comrades, this is General Fiends back in the action. As you can see from both the thumbnail, the title and the cutie little hair, we are doing a deck profile on the royal base trait Queenbeemon. Now, I have found this deck to be really enjoyable. I have been working on a rough starter to get like an idea, but I have been refining this over time with when I've got spare change and everything else. So this is meant to be an affordable deck, though some bits will not be easy to find, like the ace that I do have in this deck, but I'll explain on the way. So as my deck profiles go, we go with the egg, then we go from levels 3 to 6 or higher, then we'll go for options, and then we go tamers. Then I'm going to make another clip explaining how the gameplay for this deck would work, so you get like an idea of the mechanic. So royal base is literally controlling security and also swarming the field. Now there are certain cards you do want that will really help you if you want to invest in this deck, such as the Alliance Queenbeemon, the Vespermon Ace, which I would recommend strongly, even if you just use one of them, and other tamers that will give you memory boost and give you more control of that, of how much you can play on the field. So let's start. So to start, just going to put the deck here. I got this deck, for the wondering, the player mat, I got it made a while back. We're going to start with 4 copies of Queenbeemon. And this is your egg, so its inheritance is your turn, once per turn, when a face-up royal base trait cards are placed in your security stack, draw 1 card. So I will explain how that mechanic works in a bit. But first we'll start with 4 copies of Queenbeemon BT23-038. Now this is the drawer of the deck, so I'm just going to so you can see a bit more carefully. Now, it does have a play cost of 1 if you play on the level 2. However, if it is a royal base trait Digimon, its cost is reduced turned to 0. And these are also treated. And just to clarify what it does, its security effect. So this is when it's face up in security. All turns, all of your royal base trait Digimon gain 1000 plus DP. Its on play effect: reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with royal base in its texts. So it doesn't have to be an actual royal base card. It could just have the texts in it, which one of the tamers does in its text, and 1 card with the CS trait among them to the hand. Return the rest to the bottom of the deck. Now this is a tamer you want, because this will help you not only get a Digimon out, you could also get the tamer for it. And next we have our 4 copies of our other Queenbeemon. You will notice it's not another Beemon, but I will explain. But again, this is a budget deck, so I wasn't able to get everything yet. So its security is all of your royal base trait Digimon gain reboot. This is one you want. Now, start of your main phase. This also includes when it's being played on the field. So, for instance, let's say I had that played last turn. It's on the start. Now the start of the turn begins. This effect will trigger. Now its effect is add your top face down security card to your hand. Then you may play 1 royal base trait Digimon card from your hand face up as the bottom security card. So how that works is, let's say for instance I just bought these just spur. So let's say that, and then I place that face up at the bottom of the stack. That's like that, and that is literally the whole mechanic of the deck. The more face-ups you have for this deck, the better. Now this one is to fill in the gap, but it is good for searching, because when you get to the other one, I will explain. It's mainly the level 4s, 5s, and 6. They do have the insectoid trait. They are insectoid types, because it can be added, but Waspmon is here, and I'll explain. So, Queenbeemon is another searcher. Its on-play effect is reveal the top 4 cards of your deck, add 1 card with the insectoid trait among them to the hand, return the rest to the bottom of the deck. Now, This has actually been very effective for me, I won't lie. For a beginner deck, it's actually been quite useful for searching out cards. Mainly because, I am going to explain with Waspmon, if you read on the text here, where the ruling is, trait has insectoid type. So, and that's with all the level 4s, the 5s, and the 6s. So you can, so that effect will also work on these level 4, the level 4 or high and highers. The level 3s, if you're curious, they do have the insectoid, and so does the level 2. But again, you're not really researching the level 2 anyway. Now, this is your tamer placer. So, its security effect is all your royal base trait Digimon gain 1000 plus DP. When Digivolving, if you have one or fewer tamers in your tamers, you may play one tamer with the royal base in its text from your hand without paying the cost. That'll be vital. I did forget, by the way, to mention all of the inheritance of these cards. They are mostly the same. Funbees are all turns, the Digimon will get 1000, but this one is while this Digimon is suspended, it gets 1000 plus DP. My apologies. This Digimon has the same effect as well. For its inheritance, all turns, this Digimon gets 1000 plus DP. I have actually managed to get up to 13 cards so far face up in security, well, total in security, and some of them were just 1000 pluses. So I've gotten the Queen up to 18,000 because I've mostly been putting blockers and reboots in. So my opponent gets rid of one, which they have done. I've just got a whole bunch of blockers and reboots to just keep the field fresh for me. Now, Forge B this is one you want. I will say this right now. This is vital for the deck. Its security effect is all of your royal base trait Digimon gain reboot. On play or when Digivolving, add your top face down security card to the hand. Then you may place one royal base trait Digimon card from your hand face up at the bottom security card. So it does what the on play of Funbee start of the main phase Queenbeemon will do, but this one is just playing it on the field, whether on play or when Digivolving. I'd always recommend the Digivolving because it's reducing the cost, but let's say you want to get your opponent down to 1 and you've got no other players, you can just do that just to build the stack up. And all turns, this is its inheritance effects. This Digimon gets 1000 plus DP. And next we've got 2 copies of Forge Beemon BT19. Just for the record, this one was EX11. Now this Digimon security effect is all turns, all of your royal base trait Digimon get 1000 plus DP. And its effect is all turns when any of your other Digimon with the royal base trait would leave the battle area by effects by placing this Digimon face up as the bottom security card, they don't leave. Now that can also be your opponent's effects or your own effects. And its inheritance, this Digimon gets 1000 plus DP. Nearly all the level 4s have that effect, but I'm just saying it just to clarify. Waspmon, you can... I would recommend playing 2 of these, mainly because there's not a lot of other level 4s you can play into that, but I've never really drawn into this. I have used it one time just to mess around with mainly playing against a rookie focused deck. They couldn't actually go into my they could actually hit my security because I had this. It's in the, and for the record, they all have the condition of they would have the cost higher, but if it's a royal base that you digivolve on top, it is reduced to what the standard would be. So this would be 2. So security, all turns, all of your royal base trait Digimon get 1000 plus DP, so that's security. Opponent's turn, none of your opponent's Digimon with as much or less DP as this Digimon can attack players. So that means, just to clarify, if I have that on the field, even if it's on its own, my opponent's on 1, they've only got a level 4 that has, let's say, 4000, they cannot attack, they have to go for this if it's suspended. But if I've got face-up security like this one and some other level 4s or 3s that are giving it more attack, and let's say they've got a level 5 that's got 7,000 DP, but they're not able to touch it, that immediately stop. And I've got 3 or 4 face-up security that have the 1,000+ security condition. They cannot. They have to go for that if it's possible. Which I do recommend too, only because it's nice to have that little backup just to be safe. But this Vespermon, I strongly recommend people getting. So Vespermon EX11, I am also going to be getting the other Vespermon. I'm going to explain why I want to use that one in the future, because I will be refining this deck a little further. But most of this deck is so cost effective, and it does the job really well for what you want to do. If you want to focus on this mechanic, which I would strongly recommend, honestly, because ever since this, I've been playing a lot better. So it would cost 4, but if you're using the royal, but if it is on top of it, but if it's being digivolved from a royal base, it's free. Security, opponent's turn, all of your royal base trait Digimon gain blocker. On play or when digivolving, for each of your face-up security cards, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers. Then, one of the Digimon or Tamers can't unsuspend until the turn ends. Now, I have actually double-checked this ruling. They can't unsuspend unless certain effects trigger. Because I've had to real look into that ruling. So let's say so it can't unsuspend on its own, but let's say it digivolves onto something that can unsuspend, that condition does actually, that effect will override this. I have had to double check this. And it is an insectoid type as well. All turns, and this is inheritance, once per turn, when any of your royal base trait Digimon would leave the battle area other than by your effects, by flipping your top face-up security card face down, one of those Digimon doesn't leave. That includes battle or effects. And I have actually used this multiple times, just playing 1,000+ DP Digimon face down. I did this actually in the tournament this week. I was playing, kept having my level 6 blocking the level 7, having 4 security attack checks. Which, it was a nightmare for them because they couldn't attack any with other Digimon because I had the Waspmon out as well. So I just kept knocking them down, and it was a tug of war. Next is Queenbeemon. I would recommend having 2 of these because 2 of them I'm going to replace with another Vespermon. I'm going to explain this with frames and why I'm going to be making these changes in the next clip I'll do. So, security effect is opponent's turn, all Digimon with the royal base trait gain blocker. So again, it's like Vespermon. All turns, once per turn, when this Digimon would leave the battle area other than by your effects, by flipping your top face-up security card face down, it doesn't leave. And this does have the similar effect to this. When any of your royal base trait Digimon would leave the battle area other than by your effects, by flipping your top face-up security card face down, one of those Digimon doesn't leave. And this is the BT23. There is another Queenbeemon, but it's really hard to find. It's really hard to find, which allows you to de-digivolve your opponent's Digimon equal to the number of security you've got. Which, I will be honest, is pretty good. And here's the boss of the deck. Queenbeemon, EX11. She's a 4 cost unless you use a royal base, so the cost goes to 3. On play, when digivolving or when attacking, once per turn, you may place 1 royal base trait card, so that includes options, from your hand or trash face up as the top or bottom security card. Then delete up to 8 play costs total worth of your opponent's Digimon. This means multiple, by the way. And for each of your face-up security cards, add 2 to this effect. Play cost maximum. Yep. So just to clarify, let's say I had all 5 security face-up. That adds 10 on top of 8, so that'd be 18 total. I have managed to get this up to 20 to 24 when I've used the max condition. When I've had 7 security and 4 face downs. And let's just say people were not happy with me. Because I just kept wiping the board. But it does also have another effect when digivolving and when attacking. Now that effect is, and it's also once per turn, you may play 1 card with Royal Base in its text from your hand for each of your face-up security cards, reduce the effect play cost by 1. So you could literally play out your Tamers, your Digimon, your options, so much easier. Let's say you've got all 5 face-up security. That's a reduction of 5. So you could play your level 4s, your level 3s, even your Tamers for free. Or, in this case, when I show the option, which is like the one you want for the deck, I've managed to get it down. I've actually made the cost go down to 2 on it. And that's the minimum so far. Now, this is okay for if you want to fill in the gap for when you want to put in more cards for your level 6s. This is Hercules Kabuteramon Ace. And it has got a hand counter and blast digivolve. So you can, so when your opponent attacks, you can blast digivolve on top without paying the cost. This is the EX8. I would definitely replace this. I mostly use that as a filler because I'm going to replace this and one of the queens with the alliance ones. Now, its effects are on play or when digivolving, you may suspend up to 3 Digimon for each of your opponent's Digimon this effect suspended, gain 1 memory. All turns, once per turn, when this Digimon suspends until the end of your opponent's turn, one of your Digimon gains piercing and 3000 plus DP. And it has overflow, so when it leaves the battle area or under a card at the battle area other than those, lose 4 memory. So as this card moves from the field or under a card to an area other than those, lose 4 memory. But like I said, I very rarely use that, and it's never real, and it's not really benefited me. Next, but this is the one you want to get. If you can get your hands on 2 of them, I'd recommend it, but I think 1's alright for what you can do. So Tiger Vespamon, BT23 Ace. It has Blast Digivolve as well, because it's an ace. So, on play or when digivolving, by placing 1 Royal Base or Zexon trait Digimon card from your hand or trash face up as the bottom security card, return 1 of your opponent's Digimon with as much or less DP as this Digimon to the hand. All turns, when this Digimon suspends, by flipping your face-up security card face down, one of those Digimon suspends. One of your Digimon unsuspends. And this also has the Insectoid trait. But overflow is you will lose 4 memory if it leaves the battle area under a card. Strongly recommend that if you can find one, or if you have to go on eBay and stuff. This is where I got this from, mainly because I wanted a bit more backbone into it. I've actually had for a long time, so I needed that to fill in the gap. But I would recommend, if you can get 1, it's good. If you can get 2 and then maybe change 2 of them, 2 of those queens into alliance, because I would recommend keeping at least 1 or 2 of the queens I have now. Because it is still effective. Queen is the backbone of the deck. But this one I recommend because I've managed to get it up to where it's 16 DP and got rid of one of my opponent's level 7 Digimon. Now we're up to options. This is the backbone combo of my deck with Queen and this. Hornet Eraser, it is a Royal Base Liberator, BT19. Play cost of 8, but like I said, I've got it down to 2 with what I can do. So, its main effect is, you may place 1 Digimon card with the Royal Base trait from your trash face up as the bottom security card. Then, delete up to 8 play cost total worth of your opponent's Digimon. For each face-up card, security card, add 2 to this card's cost maximum. So that means, so it's the same as the Queen. So imagine if and I have done this twice in a row. So one time my opponent had a DNA Digivolve, played the Queen, deleted that. He got his two Digimon that he had out, and I had about I think that time I was 4 I had out, and I was down to 0. Played that. We had the cost reduced down to 4, so it was a player cost of 4. Deleted the other 2. I just played another card in security. I can't remember specifically what it was, but I also had one of my tamers out. I had 2 of my tamers out. Suspended them, so I put 2 memory back to me, but I didn't have the minimum card requirement to do it, which I will show that tamer in a minute. Green memory boost, you don't really need it with what I'm going to do. I'm debating on reducing this to 1 and then putting other options into it, because honestly, I've not really needed it as much as I have once I've been tweaking this around a little bit. So memory boost is any other, so it's main. I know it's secure. This I forgot to mention. Hornet Eraser's security effect is activate its main effect. My apologies. So green memory boost though, it's the same as any other memory booster. So main is reveal the top 4 cards in your deck, add 1 green Digimon card among them to the hand, return the rest to the bottom of the deck. Then place this card in the battle area. Then on the next turn, it has delay. By trashing this card after the placing turn, activate this effect, gain 2 memory. Security lets you just play it in the battle area. Not with how the deck's going to be performing once I've made the upgrades to it, because I've already got getting orders sorted out. I'll probably never even need the green memory boost anymore. So now I'm up to tamers. This tamer is a must. I'll say this right now, it is a must. Because its effects, it is a player cost of 4, so Faye, BT23, its effects. Start of your main phase. If you have a Digimon with the Royal Base or CS trait, gain 1 memory. All turns, when cards are placed face up in your security stack, if any of them have the Zexon or Royal Base trait, by suspending this tamer, gain 1 memory. Then, if you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, draw 1 card. And recently, in my last tournament, I got 3 of these out. Because I managed to get the Waspmon out, and I managed to play it thanks to Queen. And then next is Winner, who has a player cost of 5. This is your memory setter. So, start of your turn, if you have 2 or less memory, set it to 3. It's on play effect. Add your top face down security card to your hand. Then you may place 1 Royal Base trait card from your hand face up as the bottom security card. The end of the turn, and I would recommend 2 of these. End of your turn, by suspending this tamer, 1 of your Royal Base trait Digimon gains collision and piercing for the turn and attacks. So for those who don't know, collision means my opponent has to. If my opponent has a Digimon, it has to block. And piercing, when it attacks the Digimon, it still gets the security check. And either way, if you can't use both of those effects, you can still attack if your Digimon's unsuspended. Now, overall, I'm really liking this deck, because at my local game shop, I've managed to get the top 5. Getting to the top 5 late in the past 3 weeks. First week when I played it, when I refined it a little more, I got down to 5th. Second week, I got down to 3rd. And this week, I've gotten down to 4th. So it's got a strong balance. I have got losses, I've got draws from it. But overall, I'm preferring this more than Galantmon, mainly because you can actually adapt with this deck a little more further. You can either go for the direct attack, or you can go for the delete, or you can just go for deleting. And I've just gone for deleting, attacking some of my opponent's Digimon when they're suspended, because I've got the backbone too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do another clip. I'm going to do the second clip, and it's going to show you how to play this deck. So let's start. Right, so here we go. I've just done a massive reshuffle, but I'm also reshuffling just to give you an idea. Oh, look at that, 5 on the first go. I'm going to keep that hand. But again, we're going to speculate what you could do in this scenario. So let's say I'm playing against someone whose deck's not the best. So, and let's say I'm the first to go. So I will hatch Queenbeemon. I haven't got much to do with this build, but I want to get the play out because I want to do that. So I have this. I will have this as my royal base, and this is my CS card. So for those who are wondering, CS is right. CS Triss is there because she's also a Zexen as well. So let's say my opponent summons out 2 level 3s. Let's say he's got a build up there, but he's also got a searcher. So let's say I'm on 2. He's got a level 4 in the security, and they played a level 3. Start of turn. Play. I'll place that for the cost of 0. I did draw for Digivolution. I will then play the Waspmon for the cost of 2. Draw for Digivolution. Its effect, I will play Fae. And then have a look. Now, realistically, you'd want to reduce the amount of security your opponent has. But let's say for a scenario, I do that. They're on 3. Because I'm going royal base, I don't need to pay so much. Start a turn. Let's say they would attempt to delete this. They do succeed because I'm not able to stop it. And they put me on 2. Or let's say 3, because let's say they're summoning out more stuff. They summoned more another level 4 out, and they've just played another searcher. Start of turn, I do again that. I drew for I've drawn for the turn. I'll play Queenbeemon, draw for Digivolution, its effects. Add the top card. And then I place another. I will place my Spur Cannon B. So now all my Digimon have blocker. I've got to make a choice, so let's say I forgot to mention I did miss this player, so for the record, since I did place another card on, 1, I do get the draw from the hatch. I do make this mistake sometimes, so sometimes I have to take an extra minute to remember that effect. I draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I do get the draw as well because it has to say 7 or less. My apologies there. But I'm not able to play my level 12 yet. But I do get a searcher. Reveal the top 3. Add cannon. I don't have any other. I will then play to Forge B, draw for Digivolution. And let's say in this scenario, my opponent's going to attack my security. So check for security. That goes. He goes check again. I'm going to block. Let this die. He's going to he's going to play a 3. So he has a level 5. Then he's going to play another 5. But let's say he attempts to delete this. I play this face down instead. So I'm safe for that turn. I reboot, draw for turn. I'm going to hatch my egg. See what I've got. Play a fun beat, cost of 0. I do get the evolution, my apologies. Play Queen. I then use her effect. So first I have to draw for Digivolution. I do sometimes forget the turns. So her effect, I'm going to choose the second Queenbeemon that I played face down to play it in the bottom. So now all my Digimon are blocker again. Both effects kick in, so that one first. I draw. I suspend. Her effect would play. Like, I can delete one thing. So let's say I can delete his level 5. Delete a level 5. And then I get the choice of whether or not I want to play something. I will choose not to play anything. I will attempt to attack. It goes through. It has 14,000 DP thanks to these two. And let's say I want my memory setter out. I'm going to play level 3. Its effect. Choose top security card, then place another one. I'm going to play, since I've got so many on the field, my Forge B. Now, their turn starts. I have reboot now. So, unsuspend phase, reboot. They try to... they can't do anything because they know I can block it, but they're going to try to attack again. I block. So let's say they can't, the Digimon just doesn't have enough power. Let's say again we're just dealing with it again next stage. Nothing happens, so I'm safe for now. I will unsuspend. And let's say they put me on 1 this time. Draw for turn, start of turns kick in. First sets me to 3. Second, I gain 1 because I do have a royal base on the field. That effect, and its main effect kicks in. Choose. I will add... ooh, let's see. You know what? I'm going to play the other Forge B here. Both effects kick in. So 1, 2 for draw. Effect. Draw. But I already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So they can't do anything. And let's see what I've got. You can see where I've got the option to play more stuff. I'll play this Forge B. The cost of 2, draw for Digivolution. I know I've hot on it. So I'm going to play Vespermon, cost of 3. Suspend 3, both their Digimon, and let's say they have a tamer on the field. I'm going to choose the one with the high stack that cannot unsuspend now. I'm going to attempt to attack security, play its effect. I'm going to choose, and I want to double read this, it does say from hand. Yes. I'm going to play this Hornet Eraser at the top of my security. You could choose to either play it if you want, or you could give them the 4 memory. But that basically comes off as a warning now. So if they try to attack me now, they know they're actually going to struggle to. So that will attempt. So I'll attempt to delete, and I get 1, 2, 3, 4. So it adds another 8 on top, so 16 worth DP. Let's say I can delete one of them. I'll delete the one that can't be deleted. I won't delete the one that's built in. I will just delete the one that can. And let's say we've got another level 3 out. Delete that. Double check what I've got in the stack. Security goes through, everything's fine because I've got another 1,000, so it's 17,000 DP worth. 17,000 DP worth on Queen. Security does go through. And let's say, because I just want to have more options of what I can do, play Forge B. I'm then going to play its effect, so I choose. Right, I'm going to add. This is my royal base, and Vespermon and the insect will go back to the bottom of the deck. Now, end of turn. Let's say I want to attack. And let's say because I've deleted that, they're not able to do anything. I'm going to suspend this. That will attack the highest, that will attack. And they have no other Digimon that can block. Because I've deleted the other two and they've only got the suspended one. But the problem is the collision means the highest has to block. But it's already suspended so they can't block. So I'll go for security again. Or let's say it's weakened. Let's say it's weak enough, but let's say it's a level 5, it won't be. So I'll just go for security. Let's say it survives. End of turn. On their unsuspend phase, mine reboot as well because my Digimon do have reboot now. Start of turn, they can't suspend. They play level 2 to come out level 3, and then a level 3 to 5 on top, and they're still in the egg, still in the raisin area. Start of my turn, unsuspend, draw, 2 things, start, Sessa, again the memory. Forge B, play that, draw for Digivolution, add the top security. But again, you've got to rely on that. Your opponent can't do anything. I've added that to the hand. I'm going to add this, so I've got another rebooter on top. Things happen again. Getting the draw from them two. Getting the memory. Can't draw because I've obviously got way more than way more. I'm going to play out the Queen. The cost of 3. Draw for Digivolution. Or leak another Queen. And you can see what I can do here. So her effect, I'm going to use another blocker. So I've got another blocker. I've got 2 blockers and 2 reboots right there. So that's where you can say that's a fair win, that. I'll attempt to delete it. Now, and I succeed. But let's say their effect is a DNA Digivolve. So summons out 2 more. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to play that for the cost of 2. So then their Digimon will be deleted, so they can't do anything. However, end of turn. Suspend. I will have this Digimon attack security. Check 1. And I'm actually going to stop it there. So it gives you like the idea of what you can actually do. I would realistically like to actually make a gameplay actually of how the deck would perform in person. Because when I was up against a Greymon deck in the recent tournament, right, I will not lie when I say this deck went proper back and forth with it. One, because Greymon is meant to strangle your opponent and its opponents in memory. So me and my opponent kept going 1, 1, 1, 1, setting each other on ones back and forth, and it was honestly quite frustrating at one point. But once I got up to my level 6, they struggled because they couldn't delete, they couldn't stop it, I just kept building up my security, and I kept playing Hornet Eraser on top. Because one, they forgot that Hornet Eraser was face on the top, face down. So when they attacked in, they deleted it. They deleted their own stuff by accident. But one time I had to actually hit them 3 times with Queen. Both one time just using her deletion effect, not playing anything. Then the second one attempting it again, and this time using Hornet Eraser with the cost reduced down to 6. So it was where in that scenario you have to be really careful. But I am also stating there are other cards to add into it. There's the other Vespermon, which I'm showing, the Royal Base card. the Queen Alliance, which will let me play stuff from security, which immediately you're going to want to play those kind of scenarios. You want to build that kind of strategy when you're building a deck like this. So you could rely on just building a deck on power or building it and swarming the field, but that's what you want to do. You want to build up, swarm the field, just don't give your opponent a chance to do anything because you're just wiping out their stuff. And once you've got into your level 5s, you can just immediately start protecting yourself by just getting rid of the spur face-ups. So comment down below what you thought of this deck. And I'm not lying when I say, overall, I am enjoying this deck. It's the main deck I'm now using in tournaments because I'm winning prizes by getting into the top 5. So it's a deck I strongly recommend. I've actually gotten someone who's new into the game into it, and I've been helping her out sort out what cards are best for beginners and stuff. I've already given her a whole stack, a few good cards that I've got for this deck, and I'm already mentioning what I'm going to replace. So leave your thoughts down below, and until then, this is General Phoenix, signing off.